All right, let's dive right in. We hear about AI changing the world all the time, right? But today, we're going to get super specific. We're looking at how a powerful new AI model, Gemini 3, is poised to completely shake up one of the most complex jobs out there: financial analysis and, yeah, even stock picking.
So, you might be asking, why do we even need a tool like this? Well, it all starts with a fundamental problem every single investor faces today, just a crushing amount of information. The financial world is pumping out data way, way faster than any human could ever hope to keep up with.
And the scale of this problem, it's just staggering. We're talking about millions of pages of financial documents, earnings reports, regulatory filings, all that commentary being generated every single year. It's an impossible mountain of data for any one person or even a team to climb. Okay, so to tackle this data mountain, a new kind of tool has shown up, and this is where Gemini 3 enters the picture. It's basically designed to do all the heavy lifting of research, turning all that raw data into useful insights, not in hours or days, but in seconds.
And look, this isn't just about reading faster. Gemini 3 has this unique set of analytical skills. It can digest dozens of documents at the same time, spotting inconsistencies in a company's story. It can even analyze the tone of a CEO on an earnings call, picking up on shifts from confident to, say, defensive language, which can be a huge red flag. Plus, it instantly yanks out the most critical risks from those dense legal filings that, let's be honest, most people just skim over.
So, what does this look like in the real world? Well, an analyst can type in a super complex question, just like this one, a task that would normally take days of manual grunt work. Gemini 3 can spit out a detailed comparative answer in seconds, instantly highlighting potential investment opportunities. It's a total game changer. But, and this is a big but, as with any game-changing tech, this thing is absolutely not a magic bullet. For all its power, Gemini 3 has some pretty significant limitations, and this is the reality check we all need before anyone thinks about firing their financial advisor and just using an AI.
Yeah, this slide here really tells the story of the model's uneven performance. I mean, look, it's incredibly accurate in areas like scientific analysis. But check out that top line: 60% accuracy on specific financial questions. That's a huge leap forward, for sure, but it is nowhere near accurate enough to be making financial decisions on its own. It's great at summarizing what it knows, but it's not so great at drawing brand new conclusions.
And then there's this number. This is the hallucination rate, 3.2%. What that means is that in over 3 out of every 100 answers, the model can state with complete confidence something that is totally made up. In the world of finance, where one wrong number can be an absolute disaster, that's a risk you just can't take without a human double-checking the work. This brings us to probably its biggest blind spot. Gemini 3's knowledge is based on its training data, which has a 3 to 6 month lag. It has zero access to real-time stock prices, breaking news, or what the market is feeling at this very moment. So while it's a genius at understanding a company's past from documents, it is completely blind to what's happening in the market right now.
So, given all that, how are professionals actually using this technology? Well, they're not replacing human analysts, not at all. Instead, they're building this powerful hybrid system that combines the best of both worlds, the strengths of AI and the strengths of human expertise.
This 4-step process is pretty much the playbook. In step 1, an analyst uses Gemini to brainstorm ideas based on a theme. Then, for step 2, Gemini does the heavy lifting, analyzing all the fundamentals of those ideas. But then, and this is key, in steps 3 and 4, the process shifts to specialized tools and ultimately human judgment for that final call on when and how to invest. Basically, the AI accelerates the research, the human makes the final decision. Now, to make this whole workflow safer, firms are using a technique called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG. In simple terms, this just forces the AI to show its work. It has to cite the exact source for its answers, just like a term paper. This dramatically cuts down the risk of those hallucinations and makes every single insight super easy to verify. Okay, so what does this new hybrid workflow actually mean for the bottom line? Well, when you combine the incredible speed of AI with the sound judgment of a human, the results for the finance industry are, well, they're transformative. And the numbers here are just staggering. For a typical research team, this kind of system can slash the time it takes to do a deep dive analysis on a stock by 90%. Think about that. This allows a single analyst to triple their output, going from analyzing, say, 4 or 5 companies a week to 15. The cost to get each insight just plummets.
And this is the result of all that efficiency. For a mid-sized asset manager that goes all in on implementing a Gemini 3 workflow, the projected payback period on that investment is less than 18 months. That kind of crazy fast return on investment is almost unheard of.
And this is exactly why the entire industry is moving so fast. By 2026, half of large asset managers are expected to be using this tech. By 2027, that number jumps to 80% of hedge funds. It's quickly becoming table stakes. So the question is no longer if firms should adopt it, but how to integrate it effectively to stay competitive.
Which leaves us with this final, and I think pretty provocative thought. As AI gets better and better at handling the what, processing and synthesizing all the data, the real value of a human analyst is going to shift. Their job will become less about finding facts and more about asking the right questions, about challenging the AI's conclusions, and about exploring those strategic why and what if scenarios that, for now, machines just can't imagine.